Good morning, all, and welcome to the November 7th Reparations Committee meeting. We do not have a quorum at this time, but based on this current agenda, our action items are mostly files that we're going to accept and put on file. So we will go ahead and move forward with our agenda. Attorney Committeewoman Claire McFarland is en route, and I don't believe we have any committee members in the Zoom room. We do not, so we will move forward. And more than ever, our work is important. Our work is really validated. The importance of local efforts, local governments, what we can do as a community in a nation that is still working towards getting to a place of healing and repair. And so we are grateful to be in Evanston and doing this work. So grateful for so many of you that have remained engaged and committed to this work, even with its challenges. So those that are here, those that are on Zoom, and those that follow up later, thank you for your commitment, for believing, for your work. So many of you are working. I think we don't really pause and acknowledge how many in the community are working to make this work possible, standing it up, volunteering, giving, praying, serving in many ways. So I just wanted to open this meeting with a thank you for that. And we have an ancestral acknowledgement that will be read by committee member, Mr. Carla Sutton.
And, excuse me, good morning. Ancestral acknowledgement. With great humility and deep gratitude, we honor the strength, endurance, and sacrifice of our Black ancestors. We honor those enslaved African people whose forced labor was exploited for generations to help establish the economy of our region and the United States. We honor those Black ancestors who persevered despite discriminatory laws and practices that created a racial caste system, legitimized anti-Black racism, and continue to plague our community today. It is only by recognition and understanding of these errors, begun during our nation's origins and continuing today, that we can hope to correct our path. We acknowledge this exploitation of not only minds and labor, but of our humanity. We grieve for those Black ancestors who, despite their contributions to the city's wealth and freedom, were never recognized, fairly compensated, nor allowed to fully realize their own sovereignty. Because of their work, we are here, and will invest in the descendants of that legacy, and through this progress, we will work to repair some of the harms caused by the city of Evanston. We also hope our focused attempts at reparations will serve as an example to the United States government and prompt other institutional accomplices to begin the process of repair.
Thank you, Mr. Sutton. Thank you, Mr. Sutton. Next, we want to introduce a new city leader, or a new appointment anyway, our Deputy City Manager, Steve, is it Ruger? Ruger, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you all. It's nice to be here. I've been here for a couple months now.
You have to talk to the mic.
I will come up.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you all. I'm not sure.
It doesn't, it's just for Zoom.
Okay, perfect. But hi, I'm Steve Ruger, one of two new deputy city managers, and happy to be here. I've been working with Tashik on a lot of her efforts, and she's such a great person to have on staff. But I came here from Colorado, and it's snowing there, so it's nice to see the sun out here. And I'm excited to be part of the community. I live here in Evanston, and looking forward to getting to know some of you better. So thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Next, we're going to move on to items for discussion. We're going to have item 3A. Our community lost a giant, a hero, a leader, someone that we all know in one capacity or another. Some of us have known her longer than others. Since I was 5 years old, I can remember my earliest memories of Alderman Dolores Holmes. She has transitioned and is an ancestor now. And The entire Holmes family had a beautiful homegoing service, a week of various activities last week, and she was laid to rest. And we wanted to just take this moment to recognize her. I want to recognize Alderman Holmes' role and leadership in the work that we're doing today. The foundation of, and I see some eyes sparking right now. Yes, and I'm sure it comes as no surprise because she did so much. But this work began with a committee introduction to Equity and Empowerment Committee in officially about February of 2019. And I made the introduction to that committee intentionally because Alderman Holmes was a committee member, along with, at the time, Chair Alderman Jane Grover, also Pastor Monty Dillard. But Alderman Holmes, who I know very well and succeeded as Alderman, was on that committee. Know the values, know the political abilities, understand her relationships, her leaderships, and her responsibility, as well as her experience of harm in this community as an elder. And so Alderman Holmes accepted the recommendation, nurtured it. She was at every community meeting, every committee meeting that was necessary to even get to a recommendation. And all of those meetings were what informed our process and informed the work that we're doing today. So, I have a lot of Alderman Holmes stories that I could tell, but in this role today, I want to tell that story because I'm so often recognized as a spokesperson and us as a committee people. But it took Alderman Holmes in position on the Equity Empowerment Commission in 2019 to really legitimize it and validate it with her leadership and experience and expertise to be able to be passed to the Evanston City Council, the 80th Evanston City Council, where it was passed in November of 2019. And so before we read a resolution that the Reparations Committee has presented to the family, I drove it to Kimberly's home and with a hug and lots of love on behalf of the entire committee, including Tashik, have presented this resolution, which her family will have forever. And so if there are any other remarks before we read the resolution from the committee. Oh, Kim is on? Does she want to say something? Okay. Anything else from the committee? Perfect. Well, I will go ahead and read the resolution. In memory of Alderman, of the Honorable former Alderperson Dolores A. Holmes. Whereas Dolores A. Holmes, a native of Evanston's 5th Ward and a community leader who gave the city of Evanston a lifetime of exemplary service and whose career exemplified a commitment to social equity, community development, and advocacy for underrepresented voices, particularly Black Evanston voices. And whereas Dolores A. Holmes gave decades of leadership to the Evanston community, she first served as the first director of Family Focus. She enabled a nurturing environment that allowed families with special care for Black families to come together and grow during her 27 years of service. She was co-founder of the local Meals on Wheels program. She became a leading voice in local government, serving on various boards and commissions. And ultimately,
becoming an alderperson from 2005 to 2017. She sought to bring new development to the ward while continuing to keep the areas affordable. And whereas Dolores A. Holmes has left behind a legacy of excellence, her leadership history and experience validated the reparations work by sharing oral history to support the case for reparations. She was also an advocate, supporter, and champion for several initiatives, including the creation of the Equity and Empowerment Commission, the hiring of the Chief Equity Officer for the City of Evanston, the construction of a 5th Ward school, the formation of a conglomeration of primarily Black churches known as Evanston Own It, the Foster Senior Club, Fleetwood Jourdain Community Center, the Youth and Young Adult Division, and more, much, much more. Whereas Dolores A. Holmes had an unwavering commitment to healing and for human rights in general, and will be remembered for years to come, leaving a legacy we will all cherish. And whereas God called Dolores A. Holmes from labor to rest, we, the Evanston Reparations Committee, offer sincere condolences and prayers in the passing of our most cherished community member. May you, her family, find comfort, strength, peace, and encouragement during this very difficult time in the knowledge that Dolores A. Holmes is at rest. Now therefore be it resolved that this resolution be given this first day of November 2024 to the family of Dolores A. Holmes on behalf of the Evanston Reparations Committee. Submitted by members of the Evanston Reparations Committee, Council members Bobby Burns, Devon Reed, Chrissy Harris, committee members Claire McFarland Barber, Robin Ruth Simmons, and Carlos Sutton.
Thank you, and a special thank you to Sheik and testing. Is it back now? I'm gonna keep talking, so that you can hear it. Okay. Oh, did I talk? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Okay. I don't think it's supposed to be out loud though, but before it wasn't. Is this good?
Yes.
Are they saying yes? Okay.
10 people text, can you hear? Okay, they can hear.
Okay, wonderful. I'm glad that the mic is working so everyone can hear. A special thank you to Sheik as always, but a very special thank you to Ms. Dar Francelno, a friend of Alderman Holmes that helped us prepare the resolution. And next we're going to move on to item 3B. As I mentioned, we are commemorating 5 years of this resolution passing. It was this time in 2019 that the City Council approved Resolution 126R19 establishing this committee, and initially $10 million. That fund has grown to $20 million. And it has triggered a national movement of others inspired, but more so than anything, it has begun the process of healing and repair in our own city. Our city has dispersed over $5 million in direct benefits to eligible residents for the harm of policy in Evanston. And we are committed to doing more. And so we will have a special commemoration exhibit that will be available for all to experience at the Evanston Public Library, as well as I'm going to put B and C together. We will have truth-telling sessions that also are a expansion of the reparations commitment here. And so if we could have Miss Larice from Shorefront, if you also want to introduce yourself, because maybe folks don't know you yet, so thank you.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you to everybody up here. You are all guides and have been guides to me since I came back to Evanston. I grew up in Evanston, left for a long time, came back, became the executive director at Shorefront about 1 year and 8 months ago in 2 days and 3 hours. I'm really gratified and honored to do the work that so many of you have started. and that Dino Robinson started when he 26 years ago when he founded Shorefront. One of the things that's happened is Dino worked closely and has been part of the RSAE committee, and one of the things that is integral to our history is the work that you all have done, Robin, that you've done with the approval of reparations. So one idea that you all had all worked on for a long time was the idea of these truth-telling circles and truth-telling stories and meetings, and we've been looking to come up with some things, but in the meantime, we've all been doing work. One of the things that I did before Shorefront was Evanston Rules, which was, and I only have one person up here who's been on it, but we need to get the histories of all of you so that we can learn more, because there's always more to learn. And so with these truth-telling pieces, we have spoken to some people from Dolores Holmes and her family, to Eva Coley, to the Butler family, and it's really an important thing to be surrounded by community as you talk about your history and what has happened. And the ways that people open up when they're with community is so key to healing. So we want to be able to continue those. Shorefront also put together a project, and we had Robin come and speak. Carlos was participant. All of you helped me put it together. And it was with high school students interviewing recipients of reparations. And it was an 8-week program, and everybody got to know each other. The youth got to know the elders. We recognized that the youth learned from the elders, but the elders learned from the youth. And there's so much healing when people can speak and explain that the history that happened didn't just happen to other people, it's happening to people now as well. So we look to tell more of those, and I think we'll be talking more to discover and determine exactly how we're going to move forward, but there's a lot of work to do and we're here to help. Thanks.
Thank you, Larice. And next, Larice mentioned the RSAE. The RSAE is the Reparations Stakeholder Authority of Evanston. It's an organization that was founded by local Evanstonians, including the good judge Lionel Jean-Baptiste and others. It has been led until now by Reverend Dr. Michael Neighbors and Dino, and with the support of the community, and more specifically the interfaith community that has really partnered with and taken ownership of sustaining reparations beyond the city's commitment, and we believe in perpetuity, has been giving in an extraordinary way. Near $1 million has been given primarily by the interfaith community and many others. Yes, that is a big deal. And very quickly, that happened between Dr. King, Juneteenth and Dr. King holiday. But we're really proud that the RSAE has expanded and hired its first full-time staff person. We all know her as our cheerleader, Ms. Vanessa Johnson-McCoy. Vanessa, come and introduce yourself in your new role, please.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for that introduction. And good morning, everyone online. Whoop, whoop. We don't want to forget them. So yes, I'm Vanessa A. Johnson-McCoy, born and raised right here in Evanston, as well as my dad grew up here. And just excited to join in another capacity of the reparations movement here in Evanston. So yes, I am the operations and engagement manager there. And Robin already acknowledged, but I too want to thank and acknowledge the interfaith community, the board of the RSAE, and all the Evanston Community Foundation, and all those who have supported. And we are just looking forward to going to another level. We are putting together the programming down and setting the goals and objectives and what the programs will be to use this almost $1 million, as well as raise some more funds and continue the repair to especially the Black Evanstonians. So again, thank you, everyone. We do have our website up, so you can go to rsaevanston.org and read about the mission, and we'll get that updated to put me on there, and whoever else that will join our staff. But we're just excited that we have this opportunity to continue, again, repairing the harm and addressing and just continuing to do the work that the wonderful committee has begun here in Evanston. It's a great place to be in Evanston, and so I'm happy to be a part of it. So thank you.
Awesome, thank you. And finally, for discussion, we have item 3F. You'll notice that the library is here, represented by another daughter of Evanston, Carmen. Carmen, can you wave to everyone? Yes. So the library has been so important. The library made it possible for the applicants, our community, our elders, anybody that needed support applying, whether it was an issue with the digital divide or not able to upload something, or even more challenging, not having access to the documentation that was needed. The library stepped in. Carmen and her colleagues at the library here, right at Fleetwood, and I believe at the library as well, and made it possible for so many to apply quickly. Effortlessly. They have all the documents you need there. And so they're going to be joining us at committee meetings with info that is relevant to the work that we're doing, books and resources. They will be more of a partner going forward to the Reparations Committee. We really have been underutilizing our partners that are here. And so thank you, Carmen, for being here. Thank you to the library for their partnership as well. And one final discussion item we have, actually, item 3D. We're going to get a update from our reparations. Here you are, sir. We're going to get an update on all the good work that is under the leadership of Mr. Mike Dykes. Yeah. And it could just be a narrative. You don't have to give a full report, just...
Okay, so,
You need what they do.
And here.
hi, my name is Michael Dykes. I am the Reparations Construction Program Administrator. And my function was to deal with the reparations recipients that had chosen home remodeling or home improvements with their recipients, with their money. And so we had 19 people decide to go with that. We have completed 15 of the projects. Tashik is going to share some of the progress online with some pictures that some of the customers, some of the people gave their okay to share their pictures. And we did everything from fences to kitchens to bathrooms to flood control, helping get things organized and cleaned out. And my function was to be the kind of the Rosetta Stone between the contractor and the customer. Most often contractors come in and they speak a lingo that some people don't understand, and they double talk and they go back, and that was my function to make sure that didn't happen, to help make sure that their money went as far as it could. And I would say our most extreme case is we had someone that did a kitchen, and we did a fair market analysis, and they put roughly 22 grand in their kitchen, and they came out at about a positive $30,000 from where they were to where they ended up. And our goal was to make sure that the majority of the people that they took this money and they actually tried to repair some of the things that were done and put themselves in a better position and help them hold on to to what is most people's biggest asset, their home, and being able to make sure that they can keep their family in this beautiful community. And so we still got everyone has started, except I have 2 more projects that are going to start in the next couple of days. We just had to wait for permits and everything to come through, but hopefully we'll have everything completed by the end of the year.
All right. I did make a copy that I'm sharing in the room, so everybody pass it around. We'll get you more copies online. You have access to it. I just want to say thank you so much. We saw the program flourish and more streamlined, so thank you very much for your service.
Thank you. I heard very wonderful feedback from the community on your leadership, so thank you. And the contractors. So I should note that, and I don't think you mentioned that this put more of our local contractors to work.
Every contractor was local, every single one.
Every single one. And as you know, yes to that, big ups to that. As you know, that's what got us here because we didn't achieve that on the first group. So, success, of course.
I just want to make a quick comment on that. People don't play about their home. That's their most important investment, and so it means a lot having somebody that's local, that's well known, and that has 30, 40 years of experience doing exactly what he's helping homeowners do. So I've heard nothing but positive feedback about you, Mike. So we really, really, truly appreciate you. And I just wanted you to know that. And I know people that we have primarily two pre-apprenticeship programs in the city. One, Rebuild and Exchange, which many may be familiar with, and then one that we were able to recruit from Roseland, a group called CPO that trains people in pre-apprenticeship carpentry programs. And they graduate people with OSHA training and some other soft and hard skills. The issue is we didn't always have, we still are working on career pathways for them. Some try to get in the union, others try to open up local shops. And so I've referred several people that I grew up with, other people who have reached out to me, who have graduated from those programs to Mike, and he's put them to work. So it's working, and I just wanted to let everybody know that, so thank you.
And at a future meeting, once you have wrapped up the program, let's make sure that we have a value, so we understand the value add to not just the $5+ million that's been dispersed, but also the increment to the business community, so the local contracts. So a value of cumulative on the local contracts. It would be amazing if we did have the property value increase, which translates into wealth. But that business revenue would be great because that just shows the value add. And I'm going to actually pass it over to my colleague, our incredible Second Ward Councilwoman, Chrissy, to go take us through the balance of the agenda.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
All right, good. I didn't have to do it twice for you all. You all know what? Excellent. So what we're going to talk about now, we've completed 3. So we're going to start with communications and reparations financial report. Tashik, would you like to? Okay, Tashik said for me to read it. She's going to put me to work this morning. Sounds good. Listen. All right. So, I'm sorry, So, from the desk of Tashik Kerr, who is our assistant to the city manager, staff recommends that the Reparations Committee accept and file November's financial report. And as a summary, as of November 1st, 2024, the city has received $55,956.22 in donations to the Reparations Fund. There is $1 million as budgeted has been transferred to the Reparations Fund for calendar 2024. And an unaudited summary of the Reparations Fund pertaining to its revenues, expenditures, fund, and cash balance is attached as a 3% cannabis retailers occupation tax. So it looks like, okay, I'd like, can I have a motion?
I move that the financial
report be accepted as submitted.
Second.
Thank you, it's been properly moved and affirmed, and we will place this on file. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Seeing none, this will be placed on file. I have to go back, we have such a full packet, which is a good thing. B2 is direct descendants reparation recipients disbursement update. So she's not reading that, she's like, you're gonna read today. All right. So as of November 1st, 2024, the staff of Evanston have met with 73 direct descendants who are entitled to reparations, and 73 have made a selection. It shows in the packet that we were looking at 80 and 73 have been dispersed. 6 have asked for home improvement. None have asked for home improvement and mortgage. None have asked for mortgage assistance. None have asked for home purchase benefit, and 70 have asked for cash benefits. So that means they're using that money how they see fit, which is a good thing in the community, which gives us a total of $1,775,000 that have been moved on and dispersed at this time to the direct descendants. So I think that's worth a round of applause. All right. Trying to hold the mic, go through 21 pages. Robin, kudos to doing this. So is there a movement to put this on file?
I move to place on file.
Is there a second? Second, it has been moved and affirmed. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition having the same option? Seeing none, it will be placed on file. Thank you so much. And then, ancestors. Again, I'll be reading that. Tashik doesn't want the spotlight today. I want Tashik to have the spotlight. I need everybody to understand Tashik does so much work in the background.
Yes.
And as you see evident today, she likes to stay in the background, but it's really important to make sure that you recognize those that do the majority of the lift. So Tashik, while you're making me read this, I'm putting her on blast and letting everybody know she's done work. She'll get me later for that, but that's okay. So we like to place on file the Reparations Ancestors Report as of November 1st, 2024. All ancestors have been contacted and 132 have made selections. It shows below that there were 141 that were selected, and of that 131 have decided how their funds should be used. There are 4 that are still in a hold pattern. They're not sure. They're trying to figure everything out, because this is important to make sure you don't just jump into something. So they are working on what that looks like. Unfortunately, 2 passed before they could be dispersed, and we are unable to contact their family. So that money is in hold as well for the city until we can figure out, because we're not gonna just pass that money on to the next group. We wanna wait and make sure that there's an opportunity for us to find family. 1 we have been unable to contact, and we're not sure what that means. Small affidavit pending are 2. And then we have a breakdown of how those fundings were used. Home improvements, that were 30 people at an estimated total of $743,702. Home improvement benefit and mortgage assistance, 4 people requested that, and that was $100,000. Mortgage assistance and balance reduction, 20 people requested that, which gave us about $438,000. Home purchase benefit, no one asked for that. And most of our descendants already had their homes, so that's what makes sense. They weren't interested in purchasing a new home, they already had theirs. And then 83, once we were able to do the cash benefit, 83 ancestors asked for that, which gave us about $2.1 million. So a total of $3,000,000, almost $400,000 has been dispersed or decided. Is there a motion to place this on file?
Second.
It has been moved and properly seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition has opportunity as well. Seeing none, that goes on file. Thank you. New business, which I've asked to be placed on the agenda. Again, moving a couple things. It has been placed on my heart, and after hearing the resolution from, about, Alderman Holmes. We have paper, we remember people through resolutions. But in Evanston, what we do on a regular basis is remember our icons with buildings, right? A lot of our buildings are already named. And there's a potential, and I haven't discussed this with anybody, but this is a thought. We all know at some point we're going to need a new fire and police station. And they potentially will go together. And what I'm asking for us to think about, and then the council to really think about, is that when we have these buildings, that we name it the William H. Logan and Dolores A. Holmes Public Safety Building. She stood for that. Most definitely our first Black police chief stood for that. And this would be paying honor in a sustainable way, past all of us being here and being able to tell the story. These two extraordinary individuals whose contributions to public safety and community have profoundly affected the Evanston community. And I'm going to stop there, but I just wanted to place that on people's hearts for us to think about.
I love it. You could change the city of Evanston, the city of Dolores Holmes. So,
I didn't want to reach too far, but bring it out.
yes. I heard some other recommendations that have been put out there for building names and all of that. I'm fully in support of all of it. And so next, if there is no other new business from...
I just want to give an update on the working groups unless we did that already.
We didn't have any updates?
Okay. Just the update that I want people to know. So still really proud of the Reparations housing working group.
Yep.
We did a really successful housing expo not too long ago at the high school. We appreciate them accommodating us, where we help not only provide resources to homeowners, but also renters in Evanston. Following up on that, we've decided that we really want to have an impact on reparations recipients who are interested in purchasing a home. We want to work alongside them in that effort. We know we've talked about it, quite a bit. We know there are challenges in trying to find a home in Evanston. And so I want people to look out, who are on the list, on the recipient list, to look out for an email that's going to be coming to you probably today or tomorrow. And it's going to say, we noted from your reparations application that you intend to use your funds to purchase a home. The Reparations Housing Working Group would like to support you in this process, whether you've already received your funds or are still waiting for them. The Housing Working Group can assist you with identifying a realtor, connecting with a home locator, getting pre-approved for a mortgage, building your credit, exploring additional down payment assistance opportunities, and finding lenders. If you'd like this assistance, please complete the survey, and then it's a simple survey below. So again, we want to really work closely alongside the recipients to help them achieve their goal of being a homeowner here in Evanston. And Vanessa, who is also on the working group, we have some really, is a realtor. We have experts in housing. That's why they volunteered to be on the working group, and I think that we can really help people. So just wanted to give people a heads up, and please check your emails if you're on the list. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Incredible. Now, there was one last announcement regarding commemoration activities. We're going to have a Reparations Town Hall on December 5th. It will be at Second Baptist Church at 6:30 p.m. And it will present an intergenerational panel of reparations recipients, and we're really excited about that. The elder is to be determined. We have to do some outreach to see who is up for it. But we will have generation of Vanessa Johnson McCoy and generation of Nico Ross, who you may all know as a social justice warrior, the grandson of Alderman Dolores Holmes. The moderator will be Judge Lionel Jean Baptiste, former 2nd Ward Alderman. So please save the date for that, and later you'll see an email coming regarding that. Were you gonna say something?
I didn't catch the time.
6:30 on the 5th.
Thanks.
And that completes our committee business. We're going to move on to public comment. We'll start with who is in the room. In this order, can you be prepared? Can someone run the mic? Pamela McKinney, J. Craig Hunter, Monica Martin, and then Ms. Priscilla Giles.
Thank you. J. Craig? Pamela. Oh, Pamela's from? Yeah, Pamela.
Well, I've lived in Evanston in my whole life. I taught and worked for Dolores Home at the Family Focus Center. I did karate Japanese open style here at the center when it was Foster Center. I would like to own a home too, so I need to get paperwork for that. And I like everything that everybody is doing for the city. It needs to grow and it needs to rebuild, and we do need to come together and work together. And I do appreciate you guys giving me this opportunity to speak to you and ask for assistance also. And it's a great thing. All of this is a great thing.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Yeah, my name is Craig Hunter. I'm a longtime Evanston resident. I'm still living in the family home that my father built in 1959. My mother was one of the first black teachers in Evanston, and Foster School she was a physical education teacher there. So, and I believe she taught Dolores Holmes when she was in elementary school. At any rate, my comment was I'm kind of a late comer with this reparations, probably because of misinformation. But I'm interested in whenever you open the application process again, I would like to get on it. So if I will continue to come to some of these meetings, I find them very informative. And thank you for having me and giving me the opportunity to speak.
Thank you for being here. The third person? Yeah, Monica.
Oh, okay. First of all, I want to honor God and I want to thank you all very much. Becoming disability and living here in Evanston all my life, my parents bought a home in May of 1960. My mother worked at Community Hospital. So there's a whole lot of history we have in this room, and you all have given us a chance. I want to say thank you. I am gotten over the pride part of being a disability. So a lot of our seniors in Evanston are disability, and they haven't had a voice. I worked for United Airlines for 42 years as a trainer. I want to be able to give back as I see my niece and all you all, and I want to start to say how honored. And the last time I was here, Dolores Holmes was sitting there and she was pressing me to take over our block club, her and Janice. I'm going to do my best because and there's Denise Martin. A lot of people have carried me on, and people have disabilities in more than one way. I had a learning disability. I had 2 sons that helped me every day. And there's so many youth that we don't look in their eyes to give them opportunity. And I want to be that. I start and then my health gets poor. But I'm going to do my best. And I made my sons say they will help me because I have a lot to give. And I thank you all so much. And I love Dolores because she just says, I'm so glad to see you out. So I thank you all.
Oh, Mr. That's my real eye, not fake eye.
My name is Priscilla Giles, and my family's been here since 1877. And I'm appreciative that we do have the reparations. but I'm very disappointed that it's not helping all of the people in Evanston. I would like to see, we talk about it every funeral, and especially when we're talking about someone who has done something for the community, and we say in the funeral, but we're going to put this in the records. We don't have a place to put them. We have those 4 pictures or 5 pictures back there. I know who they are, and Mrs. Hunter was my gym teacher. And your mother was, of course, my every Columbus Day weekend trip. Thank you. But we don't have a place to put those things. We don't own anything in Evanston. And I think that's very important, that we have something that we own, that we can really have a place to put things that is our history. And we need places for people to live, not at the amount of money that people make. They can't buy a home. And many people don't even have the background to get, they don't have the, they haven't been here in Evanston that long. And we've lost so many homes, Jackson, Wesley, those are some places. And I think that we need, those are just a few, but we need some place for people to stay, to live in Evanston, not to be moved from Evanston to Des Plaines and Zion and all the other places that these people are being pushed to. That's what I'd like to see the Reparations Committee do.
That was the last. Thank you all in person for your public comment. We're going to move online now. Miss Vanessa is here, so we're going to move on to Virginia Garrison. Anita Davis. If you could unmute yourself, please, and thank you for being here with your public comment. If you can unmute yourself. Okay, while Anita's working to unmute herself, we're going to go on to Taiwan Anderson. Bevan Drew. No. Terrell Ferguson.
I'm actually here.
Oh, hi. Thank you for being here.
I appreciate you guys for the reparation and everything. My name's Terrell Ferguson. My family is an Adams family. We've been here for a long time. And my mother, she just recently passed away. She was part of the reparations. She had a unique number and everything. And I'm just wondering how I could be able to transfer those funds to our family.
Our condolences to you and your family. After this meeting, if you could meet with Tashik Kerr, and she could walk you through that process. Okay, thank you. And next we have James Hunter.
That was me.
Oh, okay. Sandra Wright. And last we have Pamela Hutchinson.
That was me.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, thank you all for being here in person. Please do stop and see Carmen, see what the library has to offer. Please do look out for the emails for the town hall. We want to see everybody there. We shouldn't just come out because Danny Glover is in town, like in 2019. We can come out for ourselves and hear from the recipients on what the impact has been and how we continue and improve the work. So that will be at Second Baptist. Thank you to Second Baptist for hosting. And if there is no other new business, Mr. Sutton, any new business from my colleagues? No? Then I will we adjourn this. Oh, okay. What's her name? Carlina Sanchez. Carlina Sanchez. Yes, because I don't know say it. We just want to welcome you. Thank you for being here at our meeting. And we want to introduce you as a new leader here in the city. Can you just introduce yourself to the community?
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity. I apologize I can't be in person. I am in between a ton of meetings, but it was important for me to be present today. As mentioned, my name is Karina Sanchez. I'm one of the other deputy city managers to join the City of Evanston team. I'm very happy to be here. It is truly an honor to work with the amazing team here, and I appreciate all the amazing work that Tashik and the council members are doing. Please see me as a resource, a person of support. If there's anything that I can do to be of help, please do not hesitate to reach out to me.
Thank you for being here. And I want to make sure that Mr. Hunter, if you see Tashik, so your name, you can add your name to the list so you can get updates on the program. Awesome, email updates. With that, I move adjournment.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. All right. This meeting is adjourned. We will see you another time.
Thank you all for being here.